In this tutorial in ProPresenter 6, we're going to show you how to use backgrounds in your presentations. I have here a playlist I put together, and we're assuming you already know how to build a playlist. This playlist is just dated by a date. I could call it February or Turkey or anything I wanted to. And then when I click on the right here, it will show me that individual item, song or sermon text or whatever in the playlist. Or I'm going to remind you of the contiguous button. When I click this, it will show me not one item, but every single item in this particular playlist. And let's leave that feature highlighted right now. So we're going to go up to the top, and we can start running through our presentation by clicking on the slide. And we can see the features of each particular songs and the fonts and the characters, everything. And it's working fine. I could run with this just well, but it's a bit boring because I have no backgrounds. So how do you add backgrounds to slide information? Let me show you. We click on the video image icon in the very top. That will open the toolbar, always at the bottom, that will give you a list of all the things you have in your video / picture library. It comes divided into 4 sections. One is just backgrounds. One is foregrounds, which is empty. One is purchased, which is empty. Another with a round dot is subtle, which is really a tag. In another lesson, we'll show you how you can create multiple tags so that you can classify your videos and your images any way you want. You can put them in folders, as it were. You can mark them so that when you want to look at a certain kind of background image or video, you know exactly where to go more quickly. I'll click back into the background icon or area, and now I find in the background folder I have 4 images. These 2 have arrows, which remind me that they are videos because they will be looping. These 2 are simply static images. So in order to put an image on a slide, all I need to do is click on it and drag and drop on the slide I want. Now I don't see any change until I clear my preview window. And now when I click on the blank slide, I see it. Now at first it looks like, oh, this has an image and the rest of them don't. But watch what happens when I click on the following slide and the following slide. What happens in ProPresenter is the slides inherit the background of the previous slide unless you replace it with another one or turn it off. Let me show you how to do both of those things. Let's assume, and this is a nice feature of ProPresenter, let's assume on slide 4 I want a different background. I'm going to go to the sunset. I will drag and drop right on top of the sunset there. Now I don't see it in my preview window. I have to keep clearing that in order to see where I'm going. So we'll start back at my first slide, second slide, third slide, fourth slide. New background. Now notice slide number 5 will inherit the background of slide number 4. And so on it goes. In fact, when I go to the next song, it will, since there's no other background, this next song will inherit the same background. And it will go through the entire presentation that way unless I put a different background on or unless I turn the background setting off. Now we've shown you how to change the background of a subsequent slide or subsequent song. What do you do if you want to take one off? Well, I'm going to right click on slide 4 because I want all of these to have the tulips on them. And then I simply choose remove cue, and it will give you the name of the image or the video. If I click on that, now this is gone. So once again, I have to clear my preview window, go back to slide 1 to see what's going on, and 2 and 3 and 4. Now it's back to, it inherited the tulip image again, and that will go even now into the next slide series and the next song. It will go on forever until I do something else. What if I don't want to replace the image or video? I simply want to turn it off. What can I do? Well, the best way to do that is to create a blank slide. In this case, I'll click the plus button, and it will create a blank slide for me. And once I have the blank slide, what I can do now is I can right click on it, and now I need to add a cue. Actually, the image that you used is called a cue. I will clear an action, and I'm going to clear my background. And what it does, let me zoom up on this so you can see it in a larger frame here. It added a cue on this slide, which looks just like the video image cue, only it has a little black X on it. So that means basically turn off the image. So let's pretend we're going to clear the slide. We've started with the blank slide. We're way on slide 13. Now I click on slide 14 and it goes away. And I'm into the next song and I have no background at all. So the clear action cue is the one that turns off an image without replacing an image. Now if I did it on this slide, the last slide, let's try that. Right click, add cue, clear action cue, clear background. Now let's see what happens if I do it there. I'm moving along in my slide presentation. I'm to slide 12. I get to slide 13 and I really didn't want to end the background while the lyrics were still on the screen. So that's why I suggest use a blank slide. Or the other option is you can just create a brand new background on the next song. Now how do I remove this? Well, if I right click again, here's remove clear background. Now that will no longer affect that. So let's assume I want to use a video. How do I do that? Well, let's say the next song, let's see, we want a video over here. So I'll simply drag and drop. And when I double click on this song, once again, the video is playing. You can see it in the slider bar. It will loop. And the next slide in the song, and the next slide, and over it goes. Now this again will loop all through this song, all through the rest of the presentation. If I click way down here, I still have that same background. So I need either replace it or do the clear action where I stop it. So if I don't want that, make sure I don't want that in my sermon text area, I'll right click here, add cue, clear action cue, and I'll do the clear background. Okay, so I'm clicking along on my Mighty to Save song. We get through here and then I go here and my background disappears. Once again, you can do it that way or you can just start a new background on the next session. So that's a simple way to add a background, change a background, or stop a background from replicating itself farther and farther. Now what do you want to do if you want another background that you have possession of and add it? Well, the simple thing to do to add to your library of videos and images, you click the plus button at the bottom and then you navigate to wherever you want the background to be. I have one here called Bible verse. Click on it and I'll open it. Okay, now I have it in my library. So if I want, let's say I want that Bible verse to be the background of a mighty fortress, I will take it, I will drag it and let it go. And now when I click on first slide of that verse, that is my background. There's also foregrounds. We'll teach you how to use those in a different lesson because they live on a different layer in ProPresenter 6. So you can add images, you can add videos, and you can simply drag and drop. The key thing to remember is when you put one in place, you have to either replace it or turn it off, or you might have unexpected results. We hope this introduction to images and videos and backgrounds has been helpful. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the privilege of helping you master ProPresenter 6 and the use of backgrounds. If you find this lesson helpful, we ask you to like us and to subscribe to the Sharper Turtle. Thank you.